Welcome to the Truth Unplugged, the podcast where faith meets real life. I'm Nicole.
I'm Father Tim.
And I'm Father Star.
Whether you're Catholic or just curious, this is the place for honest conversations with no fluff.
No fluff at all. Lots of laughs. Grab your coffee and settle in.
And welcome to the Truth Unplugged.
Welcome back. We're so glad you're listening.
Hola.
Hey, it's a sad day. We don't have Father Star today, but we do have two awesome guests who maybe you've heard us talk about before. I'd love to introduce Avi. Are we saying your last name?
Sure.
Okay. This is Avi Parampal. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, glad to be here.
And my very own husband, Adrien. Yay!
Hello. Yeah, don't say my last name though.
Okay.
Hi, Adrien.
So we have Avi and Adrien on today. We are going to have a fun episode, I'm hoping, full of some classic conversation that goes on behind the doors of St. Clair's. Avi and I have been friends
almost 10 years,
I think. We met in college. And then I introduced him to my husband, and they've been best friends ever since. And then Father Tim just kind of hangs out in the background.
Sure, why not? Yeah.
So, you guys excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been on a podcast before?
No.
I feel like
I've been
every time
listening to
Avi and I
podcasts.
talk, it's a podcast. There's
It's
just
great.
no recording equipment.
It feels like you're Michael Knowles for a day. It's awesome.
The setup is a lot more intense than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah.
What did you think we did?
I don't know. There's like stuff on the desk and the microphones are like
Fake
you-
backgrounds.
Did you think that your wife just like put her phone on the table and hit record and we
I
just
mean,
talked?
I know you bought nice microphones because it sounds good, but I just didn't expect like the cockpit kind of feel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, do you have anything you want our listeners to know about you?
Yeah, I am a husband and father. I've known Nicole and Adrien for almost a decade. Yeah, they're the godparents to my second son. Yeah, I have two sons and a daughter on the way.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I have to find out on a podcast. That's amazing. Congrats.
Yep, due this March.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know it was a girl.
Oh.
Welcome to the club, girl
Oh my
dad.
gosh. Avi, that's so exciting.
Yeah, we're very excited. Hopefully it balances out the crazy energy in our home.
Or it'll just add even more. Yeah.
And did you say you're a parishioner here already?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not say that, but I'm a parishioner here.
Perfect. Adrien, anything you want to say or set the record straight about what I've said about you?
I don't have any grievances to air or anything like that.
Okay.
But yeah, Nicole and I have been married for almost 6 years, and we're parishioners here.
And you're
excited to be
an
on
avid
the podcast.
listener of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm an
As
avid
am I.
listener. Love the podcast.
Are you? This is something I did not. I thought you just straight up didn't listen.
I've
so.
listened to every episode.
I think there are number 2 and 3 fans.
Yeah, second or only surpassed by their other best friend, Alec Pienta. Well, it's almost Halloween, so we thought
Tomorrow
maybe
is Halloween, right?
Tomorrow, yeah, I guess tomorrow is Halloween. Do
Yeah.
trick or treaters show up at the rectory?
Oh no.
Okay.
But I've often wondered, like if you go through Governor's Club, if they give out like full size candy bars.
I
mean, they should.
know. They should.
Yeah.
Maybe they hand out Teslas. Who knows?
Yeah. Or like here's a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue.
Two children.
And here's a bag of pine nuts. I've told that story before when I found a 7-pound bag of Kirkland pine nuts in the food pantry when it was in my basement. And I was like, who in the world was like, oh, let's, I just imagined someone in their big mansion thinking, oh dear, what do the poors eat? oh, I have this 7-pound bag of pine nuts from Costco. Have the maid take it over there to them. The poors will enjoy the pine nuts.
Avi, do you guys celebrate Halloween? Or are you an anti-Halloween family?
I'm fine with Halloween. I'm not a particular fan, but I have nothing against it. Yeah, just don't ask me what I'm dressing up as because I never do.
You guys don't do like a little family costume situation?
My kids do, but I don't do costumes myself.
Our kids don't let us not dress up, so
Aren't your
You just gotta not
aren't
tell
your
them
kids
it's an
like
option.
3 and 4?
3.5 and 5. Thank
So
you very
why are
much.
they telling you what to do?
Here's the thing about having kids, Father Tim. They will be kids only for a short amount of time. So why not let them experience wonder and joy while they can? And if that means their parents put on a costume, that means their parents put on a costume.
I've got a base take for you.
Oh,
Grown-ups shouldn't wear costumes.
that does lead me into what we actually are going to talk about today. We are The title of this episode is Based Takes with the Fathers. And if you are not between the ages of 14 and 28, you probably don't know what that means. Avi, since this is your
This
realm.
is not my realm.
I don't know. We'll get into
My understanding is that
but-
based is just saying things that are true.
Yeah, something that's true, maybe a little edgy or unpopular, but yeah, saying things that are true.
I have only ever heard this word used by you, Avi, prior to like its explosion on the internet. You were the very first person to tell me the word based, and then you used it a lot. So
I
would
think
like
you're
you
just
to,
not in the know. It's been a thing for a
So-
You're
while.
not based.
So
They're
like
not based.
it's based to say that the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father and the Son.
Based.
Yeah. Like especially if you were, around a certain sect of Christianity to say that. Or another certain sect of Christianity and to say that the Blessed Virgin Mary is ever virgin.
So based just means that it's true.
Yeah, maybe a little controversial though.
Yeah.
Okay, but why?
It's got to be controversial, otherwise it's not based. Like this table is wood, not based. Like you can't just say things that are true and then say it's based. It's got to have like that little like.
Yeah, somebody's
Extra.
had to contradict something that's true first in order for you to like say what humanity's believed forever.
So this
Men can't have
podcast-
babies.
okay.
Based.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
In today, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. This podcast being the Truth Unplugged, that means we are based. Yes.
Not if we're unplugging the truth.
No. It's like, I don't know. I have never really, I just came up with the name. Okay.
Yeah, because the other name that we picked was copyrighted.
Yes.
And you had to come up with the name like last minute.
Yes. But I think I like the name because it is, just, it's us. But like the idea is like that the microphone
Acoustic.
in the church is unplugged. It's just like what Father Tim is like behind the scenes. That was my inspiration for the name. So isn't it based?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, whatever. I did my best. So for our listeners who are not 14 to 28 years old, based means true but slightly controversial. So Avi, would you like to kick us off with your first base take?
Sure. Yeah. So I think that we are obliged to both tithe to the church and to give alms to the poor. And these are separate and distinct obligations, and almost no one's giving enough to either.
Ooh,
And Father Tim did not tell me to say this.
I didn't.
that's interesting. So you're saying the 10% we owe.
Well, the
To the
church
church?
doesn't require 10%. The church just, there's a precept that we have to give something to the needs of the church. And Christ is clear in the gospel, so we need to give to the poor as well and be generous, which is a virtue. But yeah, we live in the most wealthy country ever.
Mhm.
And yeah, the economy can be tight and a lot of people like can struggle, but we still have, most Americans have their basic needs met. And we really should be giving more to the poor. And if everybody was actually giving what they could to the church, then we could have free Catholic schools, Catholic hospitals. Like we could have a church here instead of a parish hall.
Yeah, when I was talking to somebody before we started our capital campaign about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and she was telling me that if everybody in our zip code gave even 5% of the average income of the zip code, we would have like $25 million a year in
Oh my
income.
gosh.
And we could build a church, we could have the school, we could do all the stuff. But Catholics are just not known for giving.
Yeah, and the 10% thing, while that isn't required by the church, that is what the word tithe means, and there is a long historical and biblical precedent for 10% of your first fruits, even, which would be before taxes.
Ooh, that's very Protestant of you.
Perhaps. But yeah, I have a pretty based quote from the late Cardinal George, it's pretty intense, but it says, "The poor need you to pull them out of poverty, and you need the poor to keep you out of hell."
Yeah. Ooh, base take.
That is hot. I feel like Adrien agrees because
Yeah, that's like the Basil the Great quote, right? Like the extra coat in your closet belongs to the poor.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not living this out the
And then
way I should be.
there's
but-
also the St. John Chrysostom, right? That if you don't recognize the poor in the chalice, right, then you don't recognize Christ.
I have felt this call as well because you gave a homily a few weeks ago about being generous, and you were like, if you see this person on the wait, what exit was it? Did you say 278? I don't remember. But you were like,
it was either Glade Road or it was in Buckhead.
Yeah, you were, but it was the one around here.
Okay, yeah, then Glade Road.
And I literally the next day I was driving and I saw that person and I was like, oh, I have cash in my wallet for the first time. And then I started to do the like, oh, I'm not looking at you thing. And then I was like, no, Father Tim just said
I convicted
be
you.
Generous. And I was like, I don't care if you're going to use this money for drugs. Just go. But yeah, anyway, that's a great take, Avi. I like it.
I had a really good conversation with somebody at an interstate exit once. It was like a fallen away Catholic man. And I was like, hey, I don't have any money. Can I pray for you? And he saw I had like a rosary and he's like, oh man, I used to be Catholic. I used to have a rosary. I don't have one anymore. I was like, well, here, you can have this rosary then. And he's like, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like such a cool thought to me of like, I can give something. I don't have like money. I don't have a granola bar, but I have like my rosary that I pray with every time I drive.
Yeah.
So like maybe I can give you my prayers literally and like figuratively or, like spiritually.
That's kind of like St. Peter in the Acts of the Apostles, right? I don't have money or anything that I can give you, but what I can give you is faith, and then rise up and walk. That's pretty.
It's pretty based.
Based.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Peter was probably pretty based.
Do you think that our culture today like has dehumanized the poor like into such a way, in almost like an intentionally like that Satan is influencing aspect, because the Lord like constantly says like don't ignore the poor. That's like constant from the saints. And then like nowadays it's the homeless. We're encouraged not to look at them. They might be dangerous. They're probably on drugs.
I think that our society has dehumanized a lot of people, and so it makes it easier. We start with the unborn, dehumanizing them, and so then it makes it easier to dehumanize people. Back when the Olympics were here in 1996, do you guys remember that?
No.
Were you alive then?
That's the year I was
Yes. I was there, but I don't remember it.
Oh yeah, no, we went to a baseball game at Fulton County Stadium, Japan versus America, and Japan won because America's not going to interrupt the MLB to go play in the Olympics. That's not cool. Anyway, when the Olympics were here, and they did a lot to clean up the city, it's said that a lot of the homeless people were relocated to Athens, which is why Athens has so many homeless people and like such bad drug problems. And
Interesting.
yeah, that's kind of, dehumanizing to just take people and relocate them. I don't know. We want the homeless to be like pushed aside, and we don't want to have to think about them. We don't have to deal with them. And now here's a base take. I think a lot of it is due to, people are always talking about mental illness. A lot of people are unstable and can't hold down a job. They can't hold down a relationship. They can't provide for themselves. And so we need some way to support them rather than just throw them out on the street. We used to have facilities and things, where people could go and.
Yeah, people talk about these things through the lens of politics and government, or what can the government do about these issues? But we are the ones that are obliged to take care for the poor. We are the ones who our salvation is tied in with how we treat the poor and those around us, and the government can't be saved.
So, Avi, in one sentence, your base take is?
Give more because Christ commands us to.
Adrien, you've been quiet over there. What's your base take?
All right, so coming from where Avi's coming from, I'm with you. We don't build beautiful churches, and it's because we don't love Jesus enough.
Based.
So Nicole, hit me with the button. Yeah. I'm doing it for the dopamine.
I agree.
So we were in St. Louis, and we went to the Basilica, and St. Louis is not like a nice city. St. Louis is like a declining Rust Belt city. And granted, they built this in like the turn of the 20th century, so like 1900 something.
Well, they finished it in 1980, whatever.
Yeah, but it took them like 60 or 70 years.
They probably
to
had like a lot of
install.
mafia money.
We've got somebody's money.
Yeah,
here.
that's true.
I'm just saying we could build.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'm not saying it's
yeah.
bad. It's that's being wise as serpents.
The shrewd steward.
Yeah, make friends with
The mammon of iniquity.
yeah.
Mm.
I'm just saying we've got the Mercedes-Benz Stadium Temple of Football,
Right.
and then we've got like
We've got
humble-sized.
we've got
cathedral.
my favorite the site of the Hajj in Emerson, Lake Point, where people go and they make their pilgrimage there.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about the Masters? Because Avi and I don't
He's
do
at
golf.
Emerson.
I don't know where that is.
I'm pretty. Isn't
That's
aren't
the
you
big
talking about
baseball. That's the big compound just north of here.
the huge
oh.
water ski and
Oh yeah, that place is
the
wild.
tournament baseball
Yeah.
thing.
But also
but-
the Masters, yeah. We don't love Jesus enough to build him cool houses. We want to have a big football stadium instead. We need LED wristbands at the UJ football game.
Yeah. What inspired all the peasants of Europe to build the massive basilicas and cathedrals that they wouldn't even live to see?
Yep.
Many of the
Mhm.
ones building them.
Meanwhile, we don't have a permanent parish building.
Right. Because again, if people could give and had their priorities straight, then we would have church building. To go back to Rome, ancient Rome, and what did they do to make the peasants content?
They gave them bread and they gave them circuses.
Yeah, circuses and gladiators and chariots and everything, and that was their sport. It was like, here we go, they can watch this. And then Christianity came about and said, hey, again, maybe there's greater dignity to people than throwing them into an arena with lions and guys with giant swords. That's not to say that the movie Gladiator isn't awesome. And if you're a man and you don't like Gladiator, that's not very based. So anyway, we're just kind of back where we started with paganism. And it's like, yeah, let's forget God. And if we do think about God, either we'll give him our leftovers or we'll say, well, he doesn't really need that because he's God, so he doesn't really need all that nice stuff. Meanwhile, you drive a Mercedes, you have a $2,000 cell phone, you pay for extravagant vacations, all sorts of things like that, and just kind of ignore God. So I don't know that I'd go quite so far to say it's that. Well, okay, no, you said it means that you don't love Christ enough, right? Okay,
Yeah, I'm not
so
saying you don't love him.
okay, so
I'm
there's
just saying
love
not
there.
enough.
It's just it can be strengthened, but really none of us love Christ enough,
That's
Certainly.
true. That's a base take.
and all of us can do more. All of us can give more. All of us can do more.
Yeah, and a lot of people think there's some sort of conflict with building expensive, beautiful churches and caring for the poor, but they really don't have to be in conflict. Like in medieval Europe, like peasants would learn the faith by looking at stained glass and
Mhm.
like taking in the beauty of what we've built for God. It was evangelical and catechetical, and we were not made just for having our bodily needs met, but also our spiritual needs, and building beautiful things for God is a way of doing that and expressing that.
I like that. When we were in St. Louis looking at this same basilica, I was like so struck by like the fact that I know nothing about the Lord or like his majesty, because like we don't have churches like this in Atlanta. And I was like, this church is worthy of someone we call God, someone we call our creator, somebody that like we are supposed to worship with our entire being. And where in Atlanta is this? Because it's not there. I mean, like St. Joseph's in Macon is pretty. And
It's not our diocese, right?
no, there's no, our diocese doesn't like really, I
We
can't
have-
think of one.
We have Sacred Heart downtown.
I don't, but like, okay, so here's my base take.
Okay, go for it.
If we are saying that Jesus comes down in the Eucharist on the altar during Mass, there is not a church in Atlanta that is worthy of our God coming down from heaven to earth.
I mean, I would say that every church is worthy of it because it has a consecrated altar.
It
and
does not
that's
look-
its purpose.
It does. If you were to tell me Jesus is walking in the doors of this church, like, is this something you want to honor and respect him? Like, I would say no. Like, I don't think we have a church that is worthy of God himself coming in through the doors of the church. And if he's coming to the altar,
Mm-hmm.
same thing. I mean, it is walking through the doors of the church, basically. So
I feel like this is similar to Father Michael's RIP. His take of like, you don't have to wear the fanciest clothes in the world, just the nicest that you have.
Right.
I think that's maybe your take, is that like the churches aren't the nicest that we can provide given like this, because there's some communities in Atlanta that are in like mission parishes, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
The best they can do is like an actual consecrated altar, and like they can't build a really expensive building. But then like you look at some parishes and like you see it and you're like, oh, I see the cars in the parking lot. I know that we could do something better than this.
Yeah. I just think people could also present themselves better at Mass if we believe God is on the altar.
Yeah, and going off of what you're saying about welcoming God into a beautiful building, how much more important is it to make our own souls and bodies, like our souls, beautiful for the Lord?
Amen, Avi. Let's go.
Before we welcome him into our
Literal
yeah,
being
yeah.
into our heart. Yeah. Well, not in our heart, into our mouth, but anyway.
hopefully heart as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully. Heart.
When we say, Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my roof, we're obviously quoting the centurion, but we're also referring to the roof of our mouth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't get a...
No, because
Okay.
that's just fact. Do you have a base take you'd like to share?
Well, building off of this one, we should support the church more. We should build more beautiful edifices for the Lord. How did we used to do that back in the day in Europe? We had kings.
Oh my gosh!
We should have a king. We should be governed by a benevolent monarch, and one who is Catholic, who wills the common good for people, who makes sure that those who have means do provide for the needs of the poor and the church. And I know you're going to say, "Oh, that sounds like socialism. You're talking about taking away money," but yeah, I don't know. I think throwing an altar, little integralism.
Based. But the problem is that we need a king who's Catholic and virtuous and cares about the common good.
Yeah, well, the French had that in St. Louis or St. Louis.
Why not just move to Europe where there is a king?
They don't have kings in Europe. Well,
Only
they
in
might have a
Vatican
couple.
There's a
Yeah,
few.
They don't have Catholic kings.
Yeah, they don't have Catholic kings.
You think
That-
even?
Well, does Spain have a king?
Yes.
Well,
With no power.
When I was in Spain, though, a few months ago, I was really shocked to see how many Palestinian flags there were.
Mm.
And are you people ignorant of your history? With you were conquered by the Muslims,
Reconquista.
and then you reconquisted, and
yeah.
now, anyway, so no, I would not want to live in Europe. Yeah, I don't know that there is anybody out there that could be that benevolent, virtuous king.
You don't
And
think we should just have an emperor?
that kind of the same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
I feel like an emperor is more like
Well,
it's not just
like
this
the queen,
country.
the Queen of England was known as the Queen of England. I think was she the emperor? Was she the Empress of India while she was the queen up until like the 30s or 40s? I think.
47, yeah.
Yeah.
You know the exact date.
I have Indian heritage.
People probably don't know that about you.
Well, my last name is Parampala.
What about aren't there African countries with a king?
I think those are called warlords.
I think there are only 6 absolute monarchies left in the world. One is Pope Leo. He's an absolute monarch. And then I think the other ones are basically all Muslim.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Avi.
Which they're thrown an altar, the Muslim kings, right?
Do they have an
I
altar?
don't even know. What
Well,
you mean
I don't know that they have an altar. They're thrown an altar means that the priorities of the church and the state are both aligned, and
And
that
not separate like we pretend.
right, and that the purpose of government is to help us to live virtuous lives and to achieve the common good, which ultimately is salvation for everybody.
That sounds good.
Mhm.
This is
should
the
have one of
perfect
that.
base take because it's not practical and it's just he's just shooting from the hip here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was gonna ask what this government would look like, and then I realized that I don't want to know. Every man needs to carry a pocket knife.
Oh, is that based
It is based.
or is that just true?
Yeah,
That's my knife clicking.
Father Tim does not agree with his face.
it's not that I don't agree. It's just that I used to carry a pocket knife, but then I remember one time I had to go do something at one of the federal buildings in Atlanta, and I had my knife, and I was a high school, and my dad was taking me there, and I don't even remember why we were going to a federal building. I don't think I was in trouble or anything, but anyway, but I had my pocket knife, and I was like, "Oh no, I got my pocket knife," and he was like, "What? You can't? They got a metal detector in there and everything." And I said, "Can I leave it with the guy at the door?" Nope. So I put it under a rock outside, and when I came back, it was there. But yeah, I just got out of the habit of carrying a pocket knife.
Does your cassock have pockets?
It does, but where pockets go. Actually, there's a breast pocket that in seminary, that was where I kept my key card. When I would enter and exit a building, I would just kind of lean in and hit the.
Oh my god!
I would chest bump the
You chest bump the little
the door.
thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
But it does have pockets at the side. But the thing is, if you put anything in them, they if you put your phone in it, they start swinging around, and it just is awkward. So it's easier just to use the pockets in your whatever you wear underneath the cassock.
I wouldn't know. I've never worn a cassock.
Traditionally, it was like breeches or something that were worn under the cassock. But
I've worn a cassock for ultra serving.
I have two.
Yeah. I guess.
Which is
wow,
not based.
no, that's not.
I do.
Here's a base take. Every priest should own a cassock and know how to wear it. Every diocesan priest should own a cassock and know how to wear it.
Is it really? So I've only experienced priests. I want to say, I'm thinking, I know a lot of priests that wear cassocks. I don't know if that's just my life experience, but I thought everyone had one.
No.
Well, isn't it required? I don't know.
No, it's based.
But it's, it is our standard attire. And if we don't wear a cassock, then technically, according to canon law, quoting canon law without the canonist here, then you're supposed to wear like a suit, which
like a full suit with a jacket.
Yeah, a lot of priests wear like suit and pants with a clerical shirt on.
Yeah, I just don't. But
no, but I mean like the jacket as well, like an actual suit, not just slacks and a black shirt.
Yeah, the black shirt.
But like if I'm going out, then that's a little bit more practical to wear the slacks and the shirt. So again, my base take is that every priest should own and know how to wear a cassock. That doesn't mean that he has to wear it regularly, but there's certain times.
Can you tell the listeners what's special about a cassock?
For me, I know that there's a lot of kind of political charge with the cassock. People see it and they're like, "Oh, that must mean you're this."
Really?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know this.
And that's going away a little bit because more and more priests are wearing their cassock. And I'm actually less embarrassed to wear my cassock in public now. Like I'll go to a restaurant with my cassock on. I think part of that's because our Pope's American, and it's like whatever. You know what? Catholicism is becoming mainstream in the United States of America, and again, as Alexis de Tocqueville said, America is either going to be atheist or Catholic, and I would rather it be Catholic than atheist. So the thing about the cassock is that it's just so Catholic. You see it and it's just so like, oh, other. Wow, this is something different. People are like, why are you wearing a dress? It's not a dress. It's a robe of some sort. And it's very symbolic because it's black. So it, represents death to self. It's got the collar that's reminiscent of the Roman collars of the soldiers that symbolize their obedience. And, it's got 33 buttons down the front that symbolize the age of Christ. Leave it to an Italian to come up with a garment that has 33 buttons that button all the way down to the floor.
I didn't realize there were 33.
Yep. And then it has 5 buttons on each cuff, which represent, the 5 wounds of Christ, or together, 10 commandments. We like to do symbolism with numbers. Yeah. See, there you go.
Oh, that one's missing one.
That, and it's also just really convenient.
Convenient?
Yeah.
I guess you don't have to put together an outfit.
It's really easy
match
to
your
put
blacks
on. Yeah.
or whatever. That is... Why don't more priests wear them, do you think? Is it because it looks like a dress and they're scared?
Maybe. Yeah. So the American tradition established at Baltimore back in the 1800s at the Council of Baltimore was that priests would wear the cassocks when they were on parish property, but when they left parish property, they would wear pants and a collar. Usually it was like a full collar, which because the cassock would cover that. Yeah. So I think that custom just kind of got established, and
Interesting.
It kind of goes with like the religious that got rid of their habits too, I think,
Isn't it like a certain generation just views it as too showy or clericalist or...
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you can get the air horn for that one. That feels based. I have a take that sports, youth sports, and professional sports are America's favorite religion.
Yeah, I think we kind of covered that one already with the building of the stadiums and whatnot.
I just hate how many people will skip mass for sports events.
Mm-hmm.
That really gets me. Your freaking salvation is on the line, and you're like, I'm going to go watch this team that will win or lose, regardless of whether I show up or am there. So that's my take.
I mean, I agree. I think you.
Yeah, I know. We agree on this.
Took that from my note sheet.
Oh, I did not. Somebody told me.
I probably stole it from you, actually.
I just heard somebody yesterday tell me they were like, "Oh, I couldn't make it to mass because this NFL team was playing," and I was like, "What is wrong with you?" Okay, we have time for like one or two more. Anybody?
Men shouldn't cry.
I'm not keeping that in because that's the wrong take. That is
Jesus
literally the
wept.
Jesus
There
himself.
are
wept.
like 3 times in life when men can cry.
No, men should release. Crying is a physical and like physiological reaction to a buildup of emotion, and it does not mean that men who cry. You did this on purpose. Men who cry are emotionally regulated and properly
Depends how
formed by
often,
their
depends
parents.
the situation.
Okay, yeah, you shouldn't be crying every day. Maybe if
Yeah,
you are,
Like if you're watching Titanic, are you going to start crying?
you should.
No, the only reason that you should be upset is because Rose was so selfish and
If
didn't move
you're-
over on the door and let Jack on.
If your heart is sensitive to human emotion, good for you. I'm proud of you for not being cold and
Sure, but
disassociating
but
from
women
yourself.
women only want their husbands to cry in certain situations.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you are my husband, I'm thinking about it.
There is intense societal pressure for men to not cry in order to be a man.
And maybe some of that's bad, but some of that's good.
So I think it's base to say that real men cry.
But not frequently.
It just depends on the context.
What do you consider frequently?
If Adrien started crying because I said something that offended him on this podcast?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a big no for me.
Yeah.
Okay,
right,
exactly.
see?
But like, I also, but I wouldn't, like, why is that limited to men then? I shouldn't be crying because you've offended me, Avi. Like, I'm a woman.
Well, because men should be more gentle with women. So
Yeah, a man shouldn't do
That's a
anything to make a
basic-
woman cry.
That's a basic. Okay. Well, I mean, like at the birth of your
Yeah,
child,
birth of your
I
child,
think you
that's
should
fine.
cry. On your wedding day, I think you should cry.
Death of a parent.
Yeah, death of anyone close to you.
Nicole, you're agreeing with what Father and I said.
He said men shouldn't cry.
And
That's
then I altered it to
You
there's a
can-
few times where
A
it's
few?
acceptable for men to cry.
As Teresa would say, a few means two. So
No, a couple is 2. A few is at least 3.
So what if Adrien starts crying tonight because you didn't make him the dinner he wanted?
I don't cook dinner.
I think there's a difference between crying and being a little baby.
Yeah.
It's healthy to cry
Like-
sometimes. And I think that men have an extreme pressure to not show that they are stressed or overwhelmed. And crying can be one of the ways that is released. And that's
Sure.
okay. And that you shouldn't feel ashamed or like you're less of a man just because you have to release emotion
Did you guys
and built up pressure.
did you guys all cry when Georgia lost a couple
No.
weeks ago to Alabama?
No,
You were upset, I'm sure, right?
honestly, no.
Oh, okay.
Georgia kind of deserved that loss.
It's expected.
Yeah. All right. Any last takes from
Um,
any of you? I want a good one though. Give me
Steve
something.
Spurrier was
No,
the
you
best
already-
coach ever.
No. You've already given your take. I'm talking about Avi and Adrien.
Avi, do you have like a based book take, like a literature take? I
Ugh.
feel like people don't read. I think that's
Don't-
Oh, here's one that you're going to disagree with. I think Harry Potter is good,
Why do
Ooh,
you think?
wow.
Oh, well,
and that Christians
okay.
can read it.
I agree with that take. Adrien just thinks it's poorly written.
yeah,
Sure,
my-
I'm just disagreeing with the people who say that it just promotes witchcraft and it's bad to read. I think you should caution your children if they're too young or if they
If they're
are going
poorly
to try to
formed.
or if they're going to try casting spells or something. But I think there are a lot of Christian themes in Harry Potter if you actually read it, and they're actually like Bible quotes in there that they just attribute to like Dumbledore.
Like when Gandalf dies at the end and is risen from the dead and it's a Christ figure.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't think he rises from the dead,
That's
right?
not what
Yeah, and Harry
He
Potter,
goes to
Gandalf.
heaven or whatever. Like it is the
No,
the white
and then
space.
Luke
Gandalf
Skywalker
doesn't-
shows up and
Wait,
they
oh my gosh, sorry, I have the wrong names.
yeah, Luke
you
Skywalker
said
shows up and
Gandalf.
they've got I said Gandalf.
he's doing a bit.
Yeah, I know. It took me a second to pick that up.
I saw
but-
the glint in his eye.
Well, I can't because this microphone.
Yeah, you don't
poses
have a good
between
view.
us.
All nerd movies are the same.
That's kind of true.
Base take. We should stop listening to exorcists in public.
Oh.
People want to know what they think, and we shouldn't want to know what demons think.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I think you should listen to them in private. But I think that this obsession with like, what did this exorcist priest say on his podcast is a little bit unhealthy. And that's where that Harry Potter thing, I feel like, gets a lot of traction. People are like, oh, this one guy is an authority figure because of his like place in the church institution. So I should listen to him about Harry Potter. And like really the take is that Harry Potter's just not that good of a book. Like you should just read The Lord of the Rings instead.
Sure.
Do you agree with that, Avi? You had some facial expressions.
No, I'd agree that it's not like the greatest literature ever, but
No,
I think-
about The
Should be The
Exorcist.
Exorcist.
oh yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I mean, I think it's I think it's dangerous to put too much stock into what some priest said, some demon said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, priests can tend to over sensationalize exorcisms, and that's. I always tell people, hey, look, we shouldn't really think about demons. We know they exist. We know that the Blessed Mother has crushed the head of the serpent. Base tape.
Yeah.
And yeah, we know that the devil tempts us, but let's not really focus too much on the demons.
Amen. Any base takes on parenting before we wrap up?
Fathers shouldn't change diapers.
I will not put this in the podcast. That is the stupidest take you've ever had, respectfully.
Sounds like Bridget over there.
That's like saying
Men shouldn't be present in the delivery room. They should be
This is
out
just-
in the waiting room pacing
this
back
is
and forth,
literally just to
smoking
make me
cigarettes.
mad.
No comment.
You know what? Women shouldn't change any diapers. Men should do all the diaper changing.
Or
Babies
the
should change
or
their
the
own diapers.
or the nanny should change the diaper.
You know what? Every Catholic family should have a nanny provided by the priest of their parish.
If everybody tithed, we could all have nannies.
If you lived on my cool compound that I wanted to build a couple weeks ago,
A couple of weeks, you've
I know,
always
I've been-
wanted
yeah.
to build this
then
compound.
there could be a nursery, and nanny could go and take care of all the babies.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone should go to the Easter Vigil if they've never been, because it's the quintessential liturgy of the year. And Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Easter Vigil should be packed.
Really, technically, it's all one liturgy.
Yeah.
So.
I agree about Holy Thursday and Good Friday, but
It's all one
what-
liturgy.
So
What
You're not.
do you
You're not.
do?
You haven't gone. He didn't say you should go every year.
He says
Yeah, I
you
didn't say
should
go every year.
guess-
I think
okay.
Yeah,
there are a
you're-
lot of people that have never been, and it's like
I've never
the big
been.
liturgy of the year.
You've never been?
No, because
You should come this year.
we have small kids. That's way past their bedtime.
Well, no, that would defeat the purpose of my previous base take. So.
Uh-huh.
Did you just point at me like I was going to be the one to watch them? I want to go.
Bring him with you.
No, the thing of it lasting till midnight is
It doesn't last till midnight. It
brutal
lasts till
on the
about
kids.
11.
The people are going to be upset.
We
when
should
my
do
kids
all
are
10
crying.
readings though.
No,
There
Oh.
have been several kids at the Easter Vigil or
Yeah.
the midnight mass.
There are parents that are more trad than us for sure. That will bring their kids. to
Midnight
things like
mass
that.
is easy. It's only like an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, your children fall asleep in public, they will fall asleep anywhere. My kids are like the lights need to be off. I need to be in my bed in my perfect pajamas with the sound machine on, and it has to be 8:00. Your kids will be like, yeah, you know what? Keep us up to midnight. We'll fall asleep in your arms and stay asleep.
Well, yeah, there are some downsides to them staying up till midnight.
Not all of us are so lucky, Avi, okay? You take your kid. We'll wait till our kids are out of the house, I guess, or in high school to go to an Easter
No,
Vigil.
my base take, we let them stay up late for the Georgia game because we were out.
That
and
was
so-
9:00.
So you're making
No, it
sports
wasn't.
your
Yeah,
No.
sports are your
No,
religion.
that ended at 11.
You're right. Okay, that was
So-
late.
Easter Vigil, if we're going to do it.
Yep.
But when they go bananas, when Stella goes feral,
That's
I'm gonna say
okay.
Father Tim told me to be here.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Going out to the narthex.
Catch us at the Easter Vigil 2026, I guess.
Yeah.
Go.
When you hear my children screaming at 9 o'clock, whatever part of the vigil that is, just
Well, the
know.
lights will be off, so they'll fall asleep maybe.
It'll be perfect.
There'll be candles. They'll love it.
Yeah, what could go wrong with your
What
with
could
your
go
with
wrong
your
with my
daughters
kids
holding
and
candles in the
candles?
dark
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
All right.
around fabric chairs?
None of you better go up to Father Tim and complain about the kids being there. I'm just saying.
Hey, if the church isn't crying, it's dying.
And that's not even based. That's just true. Okay. The
One
one
thing.
thing, Avi, you sing one thing. Sing the one thing song.
What's the song?
I don't know.
The one thing.
Yeah. You used to sing. Okay. Avi, what's your one thing?
My one thing is a book recommendation. you should read Triumph, The Power and Glory of the Catholic Church, a 2,000-year history by H.W. Crocker III. So this book, it's a very accessible history of the Catholic Church. It's like very readable. You don't have to be like some sort of history buff or nerd to get something out of it, I think. But it helps like just understand the history of our church, like from like the apostolic age through the present, and it's like an unapologetic history of the Catholic Church. Because when you learn about Catholic history in public school, like it's like, oh, the church was evil and bad, and then all the good people destroyed the church. Except not really. But this is just a Catholic history that says all the great things the church did and all the bad heretics that were trying to undermine the church. And it says the bad things that have happened in Catholic history, but it also gives the full context.
Interesting.
So that's my recommendation.
What do you think you call your kid H.W. Crocker III when they're a little baby? Do you think they're just born 40 years old or?
with a tweed jacket.
Yeah.
And a little pipe. Adrien, what's your one thing?
So I don't exactly know what they're called. I'll send you the Amazon link, but I got these little wood spirals to put into bourbon. Cause like my dad's favorite bourbon is this Amburana finished bourbon from like an Atlanta distillery, and it's expensive and they like don't run it all the time. And Amburana is this exotic wood from Brazil. Well, you can buy a little spiral of it for like $10 on Amazon. They'll ship it to your door in 2 days, and you drop it in your bourbon, like your bottle, or I put it in a mason jar. It looked kind of like had hooch in the cabinet, but after 3 or 4 days, it tastes like Amburana. So
Wait, it's wood that you put in your bourbon?
yeah, it's like a spiral of wood, and you can drop it in, and it will like infuse the flavor of the wood.
But then is it really still bourbon? Because bourbon has to be aged for a minimum of 2 years in a charred, new American oak barrel.
There's a
But then
long
you've-
tradition of
then you've put it-
finishing bourbon
yes.
in other barrels.
Yes.
So it is just like that. There's some companies that sell it with the stave already in the
Yeah.
bottle. So it's just like doing that yourself. And so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the Maker's Mark, what is it, the 40, is it 47?
Yeah, the French at 46, the French oak.
Yeah,
stave.
46. Yeah, they add French oak staves to it after the initial aging.
And unlike the other one things on this podcast, it doesn't cost $300. So
I'm sure Avi's book doesn't cost $300.
No, it's like $18.
All
I wasn't
right.
throwing shade at Avi. I was talking.
And Nicole never does one things that are.
That's true. Mine are reasonable, but that might be the first time a man has recommended something under like $25.
Yeah.
Unless it's free.
Did I recommend the espresso machine one time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you linked that?
Mm-hmm. I sure did. And that pen.
Oh, the Mont Blanc pen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was a gift.
Speaking of you, what's your one thing?
My one thing this week is this book called The Word of the Lord. It's basically reflections on the Sunday Mass readings by John Bergsma, who's a Protestant convert. He's a scripture scholar. And he hangs around with Scott Hahn and those guys. And don't go out and buy this book. You don't need it. I read it in preparation for preaching. It gives me a little context, especially in the Old Testament, like what's going on. And then also it helps to kind of tie together usually the first reading and the gospel. Sometimes it'll have a way that the second reading ties in, but it's just one of the resources that I look at. So again, it's not for you. It's not for lay people. It's for priests. And so don't buy it, because if you do, and then you read it, you will already know what I may preach about. And it's actually a 4-volume set. It's years A, B, C, and then there's also a special one for feasts and solemnities.
So how many priest listeners do we have?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
That's not a stat that the software gives me. My one thing this week is using Publix to cater your parties. So I, in the past, have thrown birthday parties and tried to cook all the food or like have people bring stuff, but Publix catered Adrien's birthday a few weeks back, and it was so easy and it was good. And I was like, yeah, why haven't I done this before in my life? So Publix.
That's not very trad.
What?
Not
Not
cooking.
Have you tried to throw a surprise party for somebody
Mhm.
and not cook?
Should men have birthday parties?
Yes. Everyone deserves to be celebrated.
I think because I'm
This
the
is
youngest, and
ridiculous.
it drives my friends crazy. I make a big deal about my birthday every year, and my friends are like, "Stop it! This is just
No. If we have feast days in the church, people deserve to be celebrated as well while they're alive.
I agree. I'm just kidding.
Everyone
Thank
needs
you.
to practice celebrating my feast day before I die.
Mm-hmm.
All right, great. All right, I will link all of these things in the show notes.
Hey, speaking of which, my birthday's in about
a week, 2 weeks.
no, in like 5 days, right?
I thought your birthday was on the 11th.
No, it's on November 4th.
Oh,
Yeah, so less than a week, right?
that's my bad. I would have wished you.
I finally turned 37.
37.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Mm-hmm.
You've outlived Jesus.
That happened a while ago.
Not really,
Yeah.
actually.
He's still alive.
True.
So,
Okay. Well,
yeah. So if you want
Can't
to,
outlive the eternal word.
if you want to get me a gift, I wouldn't turn it down.
all right. I'll just keep my thoughts about that to
He's
myself.
asking for a Publix catered birthday party.
No, you know what he's asking for? Socks.
No, do not give me any more
Specifically.
socks, please. I have enough socks.
He would like socks
Nope.
and Amazon gift cards.
Amazon gift cards are great. Socks, not so much.
That's true. You get a lot of socks. Okay. Thank you guys for listening. Avi, Adrien, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for
today.
coming in, guys. This was fun.
We appreciate
Glad
you.
to be here.
I bet you can't wait to listen to yourself.
I won't be.
You should. It'll be fun.
As someone who has a lot of recordings of himself, whether it's this podcast or the homilies or whatnot that are on YouTube, listening to yourself is very awkward. And hearing how your voice sounds also, it's like, I don't sound like that, do I? Oh, I do. Wow. I've
Yeah,
gotten a
I
little
don't
bit more
wanna-
used to it, but
I'm going to have a listening party. I'm going to invite everyone to listen to me talk.
All right. Well, if you've got any more questions for us, you'd like to hear in a future episode, send them our way via email at podcast@stclaircc.org. Or you can text us a question at the link in our show notes. It's honestly way easier than emailing them because I'm sure some of you spell St. Clair the wrong way. So just click that little text us a question now link and we'll probably answer them in an upcoming episode.
Make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram, subscribe, and share the Truth Unplugged with your friends.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, leave a review on your listening platform of choice. It helps the podcast reach more people. It helps the podcast reach more people.
Good job.
oh man, they were excited about that. Anyway, we'll see you next time. God bless.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Adios.
See ya.